welcome everybody once again to TerraFirmaCraft Reloaded, DankNStein. Here we are, just waking up from a long and restful break, a long slumber. In fact, we seem to have woken up in the evening. That's fine, I thought I'd put the shaders on. Whoa! Interesting effect. We're back, baby. It feels pretty disorienting. Ooh, that looks nice. It feels pretty disorienting to be back. I'm kind of wondering where to kick things off, what we need to be doing here. I think it's episode 74, so welcome back. Thank you all for your patience. The series was never like going anywhere, but at the same time, it's taken a nice little break. And we're coming back refreshed and revived. Now, let's just take this out, and we should have a clean sky around here now. Ooh, and one of these to deal with. Okay, nice. Oh yeah. Okay, you didn't see anything. Oh gosh, look at our inventory. So yeah, some of you may remember that we decided to kind of cover up the terrain a little bit here rather than filling it in solid. You know what TFC's like. It's hard enough as it is. So yeah, we cheated that one. So that's kind of funny. So when we plant these great wood trees, then they put a spawner, don't they? And then they put a chest underneath. So that basically destroys the 2 blocks that we've got as our kind of fake floor. So maybe we should farm our great wood elsewhere. Anyway, we can fix that up. We're doing some cleaning. What do we need? A couple of those, or like it was 3 of those, I guess, and then there was one piece of stone underneath. Do you remember we replaced all these with fake grass, and so like nothing can grow on these, but they are grass again now. We got lots of stuff here. Ooh, we've got lots of stuff here. So we need to reorient ourselves in our world, and with what we're doing. What are the kind of active projects, and what do we want to prioritize here? What do we need to do to call this series finished? Because as you guys know, we've been playing a lot on the new pack by Verf, the new Poetica, and we kind of want to be ready to start a series on that when it comes out of alpha finally, and so finishing this series soon is a priority. I always thought we'd finish this series around episode 100. Maybe we can get it done sooner. So around episode 50, we created a list, what we were calling the halfway point at that point. So I thought I'd review that list with you guys now, and we can just see if we still agree, if we want to remove anything, if we want to slightly change or tweak anything on our list here, and then sort of take it from there, really. So we can put a helmet back on there. The first item on it just says animals. So I guess that was about finishing the farm, wasn't it? The main thing that I'm curious to do, or that I'm really inspired to do with the animals and the farm, is the project with the TFCFC. We had our chicken coop there, and to be able to somehow send chicken meat to the to the TFCFC there, and to have it cooked would be nice. Which leads us on to point 2 on our original list, which was Thorncraft. And with Thorncraft, we'll get our golems going, which should help with the automatic processing of things like chicken meat. So I think Thorncraft remains an absolute priority on the list. Ore processing was item 3 on our list from episode 50. And, well, we've done that. We did that up here. Ore processing now is a very automated affair. We dump the excavator down. And actually, out of interest, okay, everything's switched off at the moment. So clearly the excavator isn't in the middle of a project. Where is the excavator? Or whatever it's called. Yeah, it's called the ore excavator, isn't it? But we just pull the lever and it just goes down and gets turned into ingots, right? So ore processing's been done. We can kind of remove that from the list. We clearly have to process some of the ore in the system, but we built the system. So, tick. More passive power was on our list. So we could have expanded our water wheels, but instead we went with the windmill over in town. And that's cool because it gives us passive power in town. Let's fly over there and have a look. And while we're on the subject, the windmill now is producing string fairly automatically. It's doing good work. And the more string it produces, the more we'll be able to upgrade the blades. So that will just tick along in the background. I think that's fine. We've got the netherwort farm that feeds the machines in there. We got it a nice looting 3 sword last time, didn't we? Let's come in here and just remind ourselves. The shadows are going a little bit crazy. Oh, hello. Ooh. it seems that it's not just spiders spawning in here. Do we need to make it light? What's happened? What's happened? I thought this was working. It's just, oh yeah, it still just consumes power faster than the thing produces it. I do actually remember that. So it just trickles. Okay. Anyway, we'll leave this for now because we did get it. It's looting 3 sword, and I think, you know, it is clearly producing string as well as then killing other things. When I first logged in about 20 minutes ago, we only had about 3 or 4 stacks of string in there. So it's done 4 or 5 stacks of string in about 20 minutes, and then it's clearly run out of power. So in terms of more passive power being on the old list, I'd say that one's ticked off, and well, it's in hand, put it that way. Now, library. We said we wanted a library. We wanted to upgrade our enchanting setup. Why not? Let's keep that on the list. It doesn't need a massive upgrade, but at the moment it's literally just outdoors, isn't it? Like, you know, it's fairly basic as far as libraries go. Yeah, it's pretty basic. So we could do some work here. I think we had the idea, didn't we, of putting it underneath, like in here, because we've got this pathway that comes through, and I like the idea of having the library there. So we'll build a library in here. Now, point 7 on our original list was collect everything. So I don't think we're going to do that, but instead of collect everything, the palace, right? And the golden palace was actually point 9 on the original list. You know, this palace is kind of like our monument to our successes in this world, and it's also a monument to you guys and to the you know, first 1,000 subscribers on the channel. And you guys have all been submitting your requests. You still can. We've got about 20 or 30 subscribers until we hit 1,000 at the point of recording, and so you can still get in there now before we hit 1,000 subscribers. Make your request, and there's going to be a lot of items to gather for that task. So I think we'll merge the collect everything and golden palace items together. Also, Mr. Envelope did a collect everything thing in TFC, made a big TFC museum in his recent series, and that was incredible to see happen. So, you know, if you want to see the collect everything thing, I just thoroughly recommend Mr. Envelope. Now, point 8 on our list was more beacons, and we actually were doing that in the last episode, which was about a month and a half ago now. We got this one beacon here, and we'd started mapping out where the others would need... Ooh, moody. Where the others would need to go to give us all of our status effects kind of all over the place. What's the map button? There we go. You know, we want beacon effects all over the shop here, don't we? So yeah, we're gonna keep working on that. But if you look down here, we've got quite a lot of redstone alloy now. Quite a lot. But we'll need to make a lot more, and it essentially comes down to processing redstone and processing sand and sandstone. Anyway, I don't feel like this is something we need to necessarily do in episode. We'll just be doing this as we go. You know, like in the background, I'll just keep producing redstone alloy and like sand and silicon and all this good stuff. You know, and that will happen as we go. All right, and then Dankin Town. Yeah, so the town itself. Let's talk about the town itself. There's a few projects in the town, as discussed. For the animals and for the farming, the main thing we want to do is the automated chicken. We want to probably finish this music hall thing. I wanted to make it look like a bit of a theatre, like an old theatre building or old cinema, you know, those kind of classic, I don't know. So we need to give this building a front, basically. And it needs a town square. We just have a load of barrels with water being collected in. But we did the dock, you know, we've got the lava production automated, the farm, the tavern with psychedelic craft, and we can brew. So we've done a lot of this stuff, you know. So I think a town square and finishing that build and automating the chicken and then filling the whole thing with golems like from Thorncraft as discussed. That would, woo, that looks nice. That would probably see this project fairly finished, I would say. Dankin Town. And then the very last item we put on the list was originally, the original list, item 11, was the fruit tree gardens, which we did finish already. I mean, these gardens are finished. And we even replaced the grass as discussed and made it look much nicer because you guys did not like what I did with the willow when it was across the whole thing. So, like, I think those are the plans. It remains largely unchanged, but good, encouraging to see that a lot of the stuff we had said we were going to do has been done. So the question is, what do we fancy for today? And I think to ease us back in, I think some building. I think some building as the main project for today would be nice. And we may now turn the shaders off, actually, because the glitches are going crazy. I think Optifine has some issues. And this is another reason why I kind of want to finish this series now. We're still in 1.7 TFC world, and with Poetica on the horizon, like I say, I just don't want this series to kind of just peter off. We want to have a nice strong ending. So let's build this building. And I think, you know, this crazy bright gold interior is okay, but like let's do something else for the exterior. Let's not just build the same thing. On the outside, I think it would be nice if it kind of stylistically matched some of the other buildings around here, you know, like particularly the tavern, you know, I mean, everything around here has got quite an old schooly, I mean, apart from the actual TFCFC sign itself, everything here does feel kind of like it's part of the same beast. Let's see if we can kind of plan something like that. At the moment, I think its footprint is a square, or close-ish to a square anyway. That could work. I think that would work for me, having it as a square, unless we wanted to put, I mean, one thing that I think would look really cool. In fact, let's go for this, shall we? Should we give it a domed roof? We've got some pointy roofs there, sure. We've got some flat roofs and some kind of, you know, more standard looking roofs around here. Thatch one there. This could be a dome. It's like an artsy building, right? It's like a theatre, like an arts and, not arts and crafts. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like a centre for culture in the area. We also just need to grab some food. And also, look, we've got this scythe on our person. This scythe actually belongs over in the mob farm. So maybe just before we turn the shaders off, why don't we just play a little tune and just ride the rails through our world and just kind of appreciate the sights and the views and the sounds, and appreciate being back in TFC Reloaded with DankNStein. And we're going to keep to a schedule now. Life's returned relatively back to normal. I've got a bit more of a routine going with my day-to-day life. You know, returning back to normal work and lockdown restrictions lifting here in the UK, at least for now. I don't, you know, who knows? But for now, I think we can return to doing at least weekly episodes, and try and get them out even more frequently than that, perhaps, if I can. Yeah, like once we get past these trees. We can start to just soak some of it in. Here we are, back. Alrighty then. Oh yeah, and then just to really hammer the point home that we have returned. Alright, let's do it. And here we are now with shaders off. Let's get down to business. So nice extended intro there for you. It was like previously on DankNStein, but now we're back into things proper. So I'd grab all that glass. I mean, we obviously probably need it for that build, but kind of, what's the phrase, robbing Peter to pay Paul or whatever? If we're going to do a big dome on the top of this, why don't we do it out of glass? A big glass domed roof. So we'll have a big square, and then we'll map a circle onto the top of the square, and then put the dome on. So we need to kind of decide what blocks we want to build the actual thing out of as well, and then we've got all this glass. So why don't we just drop the glass in here first? Oh, there's some glass in here as well. It's quite nice. So yeah, let's go and have a look at our wood and stone and things, and just see what we fancy. I think conglomerate is the kind of stone that I would really like to use. Part of the reason is that it's also kind of yellow over there, and gold, and we want something different on the outside, but we want it to feel like the inside is part of the outside too, right? Like they need to connect. And then we've also got so much great wood that it's overflowing. But I mean, we are going to be using all of this to make all of our slabs for this as well. So we need to use, we're going to need a lot of great wood, but it does just work. And it's kind of a bit like the color scheme we use up there. We use conglomerate on the railway, but that's with the lighter wood. But then as it goes up to there and in the storage area up there, I think this is, let's just take these blocks over to the thing and just see if we can map something out with these 3 plus glass. We can always add more things in later. So yeah, you see what I mean? Up here we've got the kind of great wood with conglomerate thing going on, and then as it comes down to here, I don't know, I can kind of just feel it. Like I can feel that this would work. Now I'm not committing to any kind of design at this point. Let's just throw down some blocks, right? So I mean, the most basic thing is just put a block on the corner. Well, that's not quite the corner, is it? And how far back does it go? Yeah, so it kind of sticks out by 1 on this side. So it's almost like we'd need to put a lip on it on that side too. Okay, hold on. So what we'd probably do is put the corner piece there instead, I think. Do we get some more gold? Maybe we get some more gold just to link it through, or we have like, how many more of these guys do we have? 48. Is that enough to get around the whole thing? It might actually be, because that might be good. Like, to just give it, oops. Oh my gosh, these blocks just like crumble. Give the thing a little edge like that. Yeah, that softens the blow, definitely. We're gonna need to kind of terraform a bit here, but then I think what we'd want is it to basically, yeah, it does, because it just meets the back wall there, meets the back wall here. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, never probably has there been a better time to say it, but why don't we go into a montage and just see what we build, yeah? Let's do it. Right, well, welcome back from the montage there. I'm just like toying with the idea of this lip kind of coming in one step. But I hope you like the block combinations. Obviously the floor is an absolute joke. It's a complete farce, the bright gold floor, but maybe we just leave that because it's theatre, darling. You know, it's flamboyant. And it kind of suits the yellow. And I don't know, you know, the conglomerate acts as quite a nice bridge between the wood and also these, you know, the treated wood matches the note blocks, you see. So I think all in all, if you were going to make a bright gold, horrible floor like that work, I think we've got the palette for it. But I also just kind of like that it's a bit like a dance floor as well. So anyway, I thought just giving a little bit of shape to the interior would be no bad thing, but I'm not probably going to use the rest of this smooth conglomerate for the roof. As I say, I want a glass dome, and then I think we'll pick another block to fill in the corners. Alright guys, I had to show this because this tool is just so unbelievably good. So you've got the size down here so we can make a really huge, great big sphere. Look at the size of that thing. I know I wouldn't want to be making 250 blocks. What? Oh my god, look at that. Madness. But we just want one that's 20 blocks. Yeah, perfect. And then look, you can just scrub through the different layers here. I mean, this is very clever. So this is plots. I just did one Google search and found it. Yeah, plots with the z.co.uk in case you're looking to this. And you can also look at the cross sections here. You have a 2D view if you find that easier. I think I'm going to use this 3D view, set this up on the other side of the monitor, and let's chuck a dome roof on this bad boy. Okay, so now one thing that occurs to me is when we're going around these corners, like let's say we want to put a bit of glass there, we're going to have to put like wood there, then glass there, and then like destroy that. I'm hoping that's actually supposed to go there, that piece. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So actually the easiest way of doing this isn't to go round in like rings going up. It's to do it panel by panel, I think. So like for example here, we need to put 4 there and then 2 in the middle. And that panel there is the entirety of the thickness of that bit. And then we're moving in a layer. And that way we're always connecting blocks to blocks rather than connecting them diagonally to like air spaces or to like, you know, like temporary pieces of wood. So I think this is the method I'm going to use, and I hope I don't get too confused by it. But we just like go around each side looking at the next layer in. I think one thing that has become abundantly clear is that we are going to run out of glass. We've got less than 2 stacks left. We've done a decent amount, but we've not, I wouldn't say we've done half yet. Maybe we have actually done half. But this is definitely the way to go about it, layer by layer, rather, well, kind of like, what do I mean? I mean like vertical layer by layer, not horizontal layer by layer. So we're going like from the sides inwards rather than from the bottom up. Just means that the pieces are just always more connected to one another. So you know what I love when we run out of glass? Auto smelt on a shovel. And we farm XP like this too. It's just insanely good. Auto smelt in 1.7 was just mad OP, wasn't it? So good. And with the magnet, we don't even have to bother running around to collect it. It is just an absolute luxury. Red steel auto smelt. Does it even have efficiency? No, it doesn't even have efficiency. Can you imagine if it had efficiency? It'd be insane. Alright, so we're getting rather near the end here. If I just pop that there. We've got still like the most awkward bits to do, but this is the cap on the top of it. I'm slightly regretting using the vanilla glass texture now. I did consider some of the others and I just thought, you know what, let's go vanilla because it will just look the part. Like a bit of classic, you know? A bit of a kind of classic look. Yeah, so now we've just got to deal with these like the kind of corner sections that I've left blank. So we'll just do those. This is where we'll require, I think, the most of these kind of temporary like guide blocks to get the glass in there, you know. In fact, I should have put it here so we could go on both sides like that. Yeah, so it's this kind of filling in of the gaps that we're doing now, really. Okay, final touches. And I think, you know, we can use the chisel to change the texture on these glass blocks later, should we choose to. But that's it done. That's the whole dome finished, I think. If we fly away and have a look, see if we do indeed want to change the texture. I mean, It's definitely giving the vibe of an arts center. I think we do want to change the texture on the glass. I think the vanilla glass texture is just not very pretty. So how do we do this? We kind of put it in here. Oh, what we need to do is put one in there and then turn it into the one that we want, which is maybe that one, I think. And then you put it in and you just click on them. Okay, maybe somebody can tell me in the comments. I thought there was a way of like, oh. Yes, okay, there we go. Doesn't do a very large amount of it. Okay, but this works. Alright, I think this is the last of it. And hopefully we can just say for today this project's done. There's a couple of like things I'd want to do to the build to finish it off. I think we've kind of probably exhausted our energy for this particular build in one day now. I've actually been recording this over a couple of days. There we go. I can't see any I've missed. Definitely looks a bit better to me. Yeah, man. Let's go in and have a look at what it looks like from underneath. That looks great from the outside, though. Yeah, perfect. It really, yeah, it's still kind of crazy with the texture, but all right. Well, you know, we're easing ourselves back into the series. What can I say? We're easing ourselves back into some TFCR with this build. Let's come over here and eat some hazelnut. Yeah, it definitely makes the town feel more like a town than just having some bare bones redstone contraption. So I have a plan now, and the plan is to have the in that little bit there, and then TMMTPARENA. Maybe we need to move the whole thing up one, or maybe we need to move the whole thing down one to make that room. So it's going to be basically in homage to Thursday Music Club that we did all throughout last year. The Thursday Music Club arena seems to make sense. That says the. And guys, I am seriously regretting making this signpost this big. I'm also pretty hungry and thirsty right now. We've got literally zero food. I think I need to go and get some seaweed, actually. Let's go get some seaweed. You know what, guys? I want to get this episode out today. I've written the word the. I've made a couple of mistakes. It's taking ages. So you know what? We're going to stream it. I'm going to get this episode edited and out today so you guys can see it. And I've got a good excuse to whack on a stream later on in the week where we will finish all this lettering together as a team. So thanks for watching. Welcome back to the series. 2 episodes a week from now. We're going to get this finished in time for Poetica. So thank you all. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.